Welcome back, everybody. It's a City Baseline Division 2 week number 4. We've been continuing on the journey with these teams as they fight through the regular season to try to lock in seeding for playoffs. And this week and next week are going to be the last 2 weeks of that regular season with playoffs following. Sorry. Just 2 weeks left. Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like we just kicked off, but we kind of changed the pacing a little bit for league play at a City Baseline so that it's approximately a 2-month season. That way, it's just a more standard time commitment to know what you're in for, and we can keep on refreshing new leagues month after month. So this league will be about halfway point now. And the two teams on screen right now, Livid Tanks versus Playboys. Livid Tanks are coming into tonight's series at 1-2, hoping to even out their win-loss record on that regular season. And for Playboys, I think they're still looking for their first series win, so it could be here tonight on the broadcast. That would be a pretty great moment for them to get their first series win of the season. A couple of names to definitely look out for on your screen. Sylvanic definitely pops up, a well-known amateur player in the Halo scene, so going to be doing some work here as well. And then on the side of Livid Tanks, man, it's tough to pick a name. I think I'm gonna have to say, watch out. I have to say, watch out for Dante. If I'm remembering from last week, Dante can actually put in some good work. The team captain, Kylar, definitely another name to keep on the lookout. As we're here on game number 1, it's gonna be that CTF on Fortress. It's a 3-flag game. Right now it's a little bit of a 1v1 as 3 players from each side hit the respawn screen. Fraction trying with that last round of the sniper to win out that piv. Instead falls back, rebound shield up against Sylvanic in the basement. Fraction with a nice win. Fraction's off to a strong start here, and eyeing a chance to even run the flag. There's a player in the basement going to be rotating around right behind him, and he doesn't have a lot of cover from his teammates on this half of the map, hoping that his teammates can keep the opponents distracted. Fraction running the flag. He's at the 95% mark, and he dunks it in. What a clean run from Fraction. If he can win out this 1v1, he gets the killing spree on top of it. What an incredible opening break from this player right here. A big hi in the chat to Swamp Puppy says, let's go, Playboys. You love to see it. The fans are turning up for tonight's match. Overshield spawning up in 3 seconds, and Fraction going for the back-to-back, but he doesn't have any shield remaining. Low on health, and so takes an alternate route. The first route, a little bit more of the direct placement, but because of the lack of shields, Fraction just goes around through the basement, gets the back-to-back captures, and that was maybe the quickest CTF game. Not quite possible, but like that I've ever seen. Incredible. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. What a whirlwind of a game that was. I'm really glad to see that Naughty was observing Fraction, because I think that was the player to watch. Has the highest KD in the lobby, but also 2 flag runs back to back. So an incredible 2 minutes and 40 seconds of gameplay from this player. It's hard. What am I supposed to talk about? There's like, am I supposed to talk for 5 minutes about 2 minutes and 40 seconds of gameplay? I mean, I could. Don't try me. I could do it. A big thanks to Naughty Angel being here for Observer and running the broadcast. We see Bushy Tails in the chat. Bushy Tails, you're on the roster here for Playboys, but you're sitting this week out. What's going on? Too much Splitgate? What's happening? Game number 2 is going to be Slayer on Aquarius. Game 3, Oddball on Recharge. I can almost guarantee, no, I can guarantee Oddball on Recharge will be longer than 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That's the nature of Oddball. King of the Hill Solitude will be game 4 if we make it there, and then Slayer Streets would round out the series for a game 5. Let's take the action here to Aquarius. Now, in this smaller map, you could see a quick game. I'm going to bet it's longer than that game 1, but the pacing right now, very one-sided for Livid Tanks. Bushytail said the baby wouldn't fall asleep. Ah, relatable. Relatable. Mr. Moonshot's on bedtime duty for our household tonight, so it's all taken care of. On board with Fraction once again after that incredible game one. Active Camo's still up, but going after the kills instead. Just misses on that melee. Switches back to the Bandit, but it's Sylvanek who comes out with the win. And the both teams are kind of vying for that top mid position. It's Reaper who gets away with the camo. Reaper's at top mid, but he's a little bit sandwiched here in between players at P2 and Car 3 at the same time. Reaper with the camo gets a kill on the opposing team's captain, Kylar. And Reaper is just going off with this camo. You see Boss just trying to help, giving information, laying down some shots. Gonna need a reload here in a second, but gets the help, and that's a great cleanup kill there for Playboys. Winning that first round of camo really set them off on some good momentum. Final Boss now rotating to that high ground, trying to find out where the opponent is. Reaper with the last few seconds of that camo. It's extended duration now. Gets the perfect kill for the trade. So Dante very aware of that rotation. Sylvanek though with a double kill as well. That's gonna keep the lead on the side of Playboys. 7-11, free Slurpees. Sylvanek just got a double kill. He's looking for another double kill now. Hey, a couple of stickies can get the job done. Both opponents are weak, but so is Sylvanek, and he's also getting shot from across the map. So he's gonna dip out of this fight, let Reaper kind of take some of the aggro there at top mid. It was Sion actually. Sion, unfortunate recipient of that damage. And that's a little bit of a staggered team wipe here for Playboy. Sion is gonna be the first one up from the respawn. Well-placed grenade gets some damage. Oh man, barely misses on the headshot. That would have prevented that being a trade, but both players go down in the end and we're all tied up. I think that naughty game observer controls to Wyatt. Oh no, it's glitchy. No! Let's blame, can we blame 343 Industries Studios? What is it? 343? We can always blame 343. We'll find a way. Sylvanek gets the double assist as both opponents are taken down, but a lead switch here. Livid Tanks now taking a 1-point advantage. Playboys have had the lead all game. They won that first round of camo. Got tied up at about the 13 at the 13 kill mark, and now it's flipped back over to Livid Tanks, taking advantage and trying to compress that advantage here, nearing that halfway point. A nice grenade though from Reaper. Keeps Playboys just 1 kill down as Sion also finds a takedown. Reaper had that first round of camo. Would love to see what he can do with another power up. Boss is going to take some cover at the bottom of utility. Kylar getting information from Fraction. Rotates through, finishes off the kill. Reaper finds a kill on Fraction, tied up again at 25 apiece. The back smack from Kylar shifts that lead back to Livid Tanks. After the pacing that Livid Tanks had in that first game, really impressive here from Playboys. Just that tenacity to come back into it. Try up on the D-pad. If I'm not sure if I'm remembering correctly. That's for a POV change. Nope, it's not. I know, Valyrian, we're trying. Oh. We can sort it out between games, okay. 30-32, Playboys now fighting their way back to the lead. Gotta shout out Reaper, who even though now on the respawn screen is at 11-5. Final Boss trying to stay alive. Sylvanek gives a little bit of help to finish off that kill. Holding on to that top mid position. Also, you can see the assist count leaning toward the side of Playboys. I think after the lesson from game one, they've really learned to get that focus fire back on track, leading them to what is now a 3-point lead. Kylar wins out the 1v1 onto Sion, tossing a couple of plasma grenades, who knows where, to a sticky on Final Boss. Kyler trying to regen the shield, slides right out in front of his teammate, hoping for a little bit of cover, using his teammate as the shield that he is lacking. Gonna do a little bit of a flank maneuver here, but watch out because Reaper's spawning at the back of blue base, and Kyler doesn't have his weapon loaded. He only has 2 shots. Caught in the middle of the fight. Oh, Reaper didn't know though. So Reaper didn't push the advantage, that unknown advantage.
Enemy team nearing victory.
40-38, Livid Tanks once again with the lead. It's been back and forth. We've just been yo-yoing between the 2 teams taking that advantage. It's been a close game throughout. At the side of Livid Tanks, I'd have to say Diffraction here with the 14 kills, but also the 8 assists, looking really strong. Shout out to Kylar, the survivability. Kylar and Reaper, very similar stat lines here. Sylvanek gets another double kill. Fraction with a double kill, the triple kill, the perfect onto Reaper. Gives now a 5-point lead to Livid Tanks. If there was a time to pop off, now is the moment to do it. Reaper finds kill. Fraction gets revenge, but has to try to stay alive. His location revealed. Final boss, the last player alive for Playboys. Livid Tanks 2 kills away from going up 2-0 in the series. Fraction and Berkey rotating together. Boss spawned in the blue fridge right behind them. Fraction turns around, deals out some shots. Berkey now rotating over to try to help out, but Final Boss is holding off a double team right now. He gets a pick, and he even forces Fraction to back off. Now Reaper is over here to give the support to Boss. That's a huge play.
5 minutes remaining.
3 opponents that are going to be pushing at the same time. Final Boss trying to stay alive, and he does, but it's Reaper who gets taken down. And it's a 50-44 win here for Livid Tanks. Cracky McCurd. Shout out to Cracky. We go way back. We've been friends for years. We were running some Fortnite right before hopping over on the broadcast. Thanks for coming by, Cracky. I appreciate you. Taking a quick look at the stats. Fraction definitely the standout player so far in this series. A 19 and 10 with that 11.7 KDA. Playboys had a strong start, and I really commend them for prioritizing that camo pickup. That first power-up control led to their early lead. Reaper had a really strong game. Sylvanek had a good game. And unfortunately, they weren't able to keep up that level of momentum throughout the rest of the match. Livid Tanks kind of found their footing and were able to bounce back. Now they're up 2-0 in the series. Playboys, they haven't got a series win yet in the regular season, but they're not out of the fight just yet. We'll be heading to recharge here shortly. If we could look at damage real quick. Looking across the damage, pretty close between several players. Actually, all 8 players. The difference is what, 3,600 to 44? Like, it's less than 1,000 between all 8. That's a very tight grouping in damage across the board. But top damage does go to Sylvanek, followed by Dante on the damage department. However, Dante received the most damage to the lobby. Been there. Definitely been on the receiving end of that. Good comeback win there from Livid Tanks. Playboys, man, they had such a strong start, but not enough to carry them through the rest of the match. Let's take a quick look at the series layout if we can. We'll be heading to Oddball Recharge next. Hey, that game, 7 minutes. So that was a much longer game than game number 1. I need to write that down in my handy dandy notebook. But that game 1, Capture the Flag, only 2 minutes and 40 seconds for all 3 captures from Livid Tanks. Luckily for game 2, the pacing shifted a bit, especially with Playboys on that opening break lead. And we got to enjoy a little bit more time with the gameplay there in game number 2. And I think the same is going to be true here for game 3. Oddball has a tendency to be the longest game mode. So we should have some time here, hoping that that turns into the advantage for Playboys as we're loading up this next match. CO2 Ion in the chat. What a nerd that guy is. One of my best friends. Thanks, Cracky and CO2 for coming by. They're here to cheer for the casting. I was like, just come by and cheer for the caster. We all need our fans from time to time. You know who I'm a fan of? That's right, Naughty Angel, on Observer and running the broadcast. Chad, if you're hanging out, thanks so much for being here. Remember that if you need a caffeine boost for a great way to start off your weekend, a Saturday morning, just brew a little bit of a cup of coffee. Coffee Brand Coffee is the place to go. You can use code ASCEND at checkout for a discount. It also helps to support us to keep on producing leagues, tournaments like this one. If you're trying to get involved with up-and-coming leagues or tournaments, the Discord is the place to go for all that information. We invite you to join over there, as well as, there's an active LFG channel. We do some pickup 8s lobbies, as well as some scheduled 8s lobbies. So there's a spot for everybody in the Discord server to get involved. I'm board with Kylar, going in for the back smack. I was debating in my head if he was going to go for the plasma sticky or the back smack, but Kylar with the full assassin mode went for the safer back smack. No assassination animations in Halo Infinite, but we can all imagine like what that would have been. Looks like Berkey is the first one to pick up that oddball, giving the first points objectively to Livid Tanks. Sylvanek trying to break up the fight. Reaper following along behind. There's gonna be a nice little trap here, and Sylvanek ends up getting the trade, leaving Reaper to try to help out. Sion takes over the oddball. He's taken down. Didn't get any damage though in the process. It looks like enough for Reaper with the plasma grenade, the melee, to trade out on that kill as well. But the oddball kind of caught in the corner here of gold pipes. Gold pipes, red pipes, orange pipes. I've heard it called almost every single color. But back at the pipes here is where the oddball is going to sit on the ground for the time being. Dante using the BR instead of the bandit. That burst fire seems to be doing the work. You can see Final Boss is at the top of gold, but those grenades really prevented him from being able to rotate through to pipes. And so now it's Livid Tanks swinging the oddball back to elevator. One of the more popular hold positions. I did like that quick swap from Dante. The BR ran out of ammo, quickly swap over to the bandit. One of the best advantages for having that second weapon at the ready. If you get caught in an extended fight, you don't have to reload midway. Camo is up for grabs as well, so Sion is eyeing the camo as Sylvanek rotates back with the oddball. He gets a quick touch on him, but it's not going to be enough. Into the armor of Dante goes the active camo, and dangerous player to have it. 8 and 3 right now. Most kills in the lobby. Let's see if he can extend it, though. Looks like Berkey got the sticky onto Sylvanek. Dante sidesteps from that frag grenade damage. Playboys have some idea that he's here. He picked up the weapon from the weapon rack, and that might have given away his position. I hope this BR was worth it. Took quite a bit of grenade damage, but Playboys are probably at this point out of grenades, or for the most part. Dante being really strategic with his use of that camo, looking for the opportune moment to strike, and gets the double kill. Sion is weak at the bottom of the elevator, but I don't see anyone from Livid Tanks that's going to be able to take advantage. Instead, Livid Tanks rotate away from the elevator side. They just kind of inch the oddball across. Fraction tossed both grenades. Both opponents are weak, and it looks like he will be rewarded with potentially a double assist off of that incoming damage. Livid Tanks now past the halfway point, needing to get to that 100 point mark or time. I wouldn't say the time is a factor, at least not yet. Boss with a good stop there. The 1, 2, 3 bandit shots followed up by the melee.
Enemy has the ball.
That's about as clean as it gets. Responding to pings, and it's Reaper who takes on the role of oddball carrier. It looks like he's gonna hold it here in gold. The defensive setup here from Playboys is a little bit more extended than I would like. They're trying to watch top A, overhang, and gold all at the same time, and so a little bit more spread out than is effective for team shooting purposes. But Reaper did manage to get 20 more seconds of objective time, hoping that it's enough to keep them in the fight. Livid Tanks need to hold 1 round of defense, basically, in order to take this round win. Boss is rushing solo. Fractions on the fight. Dante with the camo again is looking like an absolute menace. I can almost hear like the Jaws when Dante is like stalking his prey with the camo, but he can't land the last shot. Oh, and he's taken down. Oh, a tough break for Dante right there. And round number 1 is gonna go to Livid Tanks. Playboys able to break that 30-point mark, but that's about it for them. Livid Tanks just winning out in the slays, and it shows objectively as well. I want to see Playboys get another chance at the objective and to set up their defense. I'm also interested to see if either team rotates to the back of C or back of Hydro, which is the only spot on this map where you can get a true play ball, where you can throw the ball off the map for a reset. So I'll be interested to see. Last round, the oddball was sitting in gold, sitting at elevator side, but we didn't actually get much activity over on that Hydro end of the map. So let's see what happens in this round 2, if there's gonna be a shift in strategies. I think for Livid Tanks, it's probably gonna be more of the same. I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Swamp Puppy saying, let's go Reaper. Absolutely right. Reaper had a really strong game on that game 2 Slayer Aquarius. That was his best match of the series so far, but hey, if you're a fan of objective-based players, then Reaper is the one to cheer for right now. He's the most objective points for the team, and a nice couple of kills there. Assist, not chasing to low ground on batteries, allowed his teammate to clean up that kill for Reaper to go on to get another. I think there's a player rotating around behind him. There was a player back at gold pipes. It looks like it was Dante, who now is at the half wall, so not a risk for Reaper. Reaper turning around right when I said that. He's like listening to the broadcast. He's not. And it's on a delay, but it was just ironic timing. Oh, no rotation back of C for now, because right now it's Livid Tanks have that area of the map locked down. In fact, Livid Tanks have the majority of high ground position. Dante bouncing on that little ledge outside of Whirlpool. Cyan drops down to contest for the oddball and for the active camo that's about to spawn. Big assist there coming through. Boss got there just in time to keep Cyan alive. Great team help there. Cyan is just roaming for kills right now, and it's working right. It's shut down. So much damage dealt, so much space controlled. And Livid Tanks only have 1 player up, so it should be Playboys with the camo. They should be getting the oddball off of this. It's a 4 down from Livid Tanks. Who on Playboys is gonna step up and pick up that oddball? They had a 3 down and then a 4 down. It seems like it's too much time before they finally get their hands on that oddball. Shouldn't be Boss with the active camo. Your location given away. Okay, never mind. I had to eat my words so fast. The oddball, unlike a flag, does give away your location. Even if you have camo, you'll still have that diamond icon over your head. I don't know if that would be my play call, but like, that's okay. Yeah, you do your thing. Hey, Playboys have the lead right now in round number 2 so far. Both teams playing a little bit more emphasis on the slaying than the oddball itself, and hoping that doesn't come back to bite them. Naughty, it's driving her crazy. Nobody picked up the oddball. This is Naughty's game mode, so. Lead switch here. Livid Tanks. Hey, at back of Hydro, at back C. Wanted to see if this location was going to get used. And here's why. You hold the oddball as long as you can. You milk as much time as you can on the oddball, but then if the pressure comes through, that break comes through, you have a chance to throw the oddball off the map and not give up a setup to the opposing team. But what you also give up in the process is then it becomes a race for top gold. So attacking teams, when they're trying to break a setup, not send a full 4 across, send 2 or 3, and then keep 1 or 2 players back for gold control, just assuming that their teammates are going to force a play ball and then getting positioned for that reset. Right now you can see both teams fighting for this gold side control. Fraction with both power-ups in the game. He's got the camo. He's got the shock rifle. The quick 180 into the perfect shock rifle. What a clean play. And Fraction's still in the fight. Plasma Pistol is going to give us a lot of noise, but it can be enough to stall while his teammates rotate that oddball to the top of Attic. Fraction using everything at his disposal. The Plasma Pistol, the Plasma Grenades. He takes down one, but Reaper with a double kill. Breaks through, and the flank there from Playboys. That break, that offensive push from Playboys is really well executed, and the timing for the flankers was spot on. Now it's the test of their defense. Final Boss gets a perfect kill. Sion overextending this. We've seen this before though. We've seen this from Sion. You can have a lone wolf on your team, especially if you kind of strike into the minds of your opponents. It's a little bit of paranoia of they always have to watch their back, and that's kind of the role that Sion is filling. See how much attention he is drawing across the map. And when you're 22 and 14, you require a lot of attention. So even now, he's not finishing this kill, but he's also not going down, so he's just stalling. Playboys took the lead while Sion was distracting 2 or 3 players completely across the map. Now is when the clock is going to come into play with just over a minute remaining in the round. It'll be interesting to see how or if the teams play for time as opposed to trying to hit the 100-point mark on the oddball. Naughty would have had 12 minutes of ball time at least. 50 seconds on the clock. It almost seems like the pace of the gameplay, the intensity level up. Seems like both teams are playing a little bit more focused on that oddball. Better late than never. 40 seconds to go. Livid Tanks down by 17. Fraction trying to rotate that ball through blue pipes, but here comes Sylvanek. Final Boss gets the shot for the cleanup. They're going to force a play ball here, potentially from Dante. And Dante does a little bunny hop on the side of the map, hey, just to get 1 extra second. But it's going to be that gold control. 2 players from Livid Tanks already holding top goal. There is a little bit of a delay on the reset of the oddball. When you toss it off the map, there's a few seconds of time before the next oddball is ready to go. So that does burn some time. 2 players down for Playboy. Sylvanek gets a huge kill. Can he stop Dante from rotating though? No, Dante does a nice jump up through that bat ledge. 3-point game. Sylvanek in a 1v1. And the lead has switched. 11 seconds on the clock. Livid Tanks could drop and fight right here, and that looks like exactly what they're going to do. Kylar with a big kill. Oh, looks like a little bit of friendly damage there, and the clock is ticking down. Oh no, worst case scenario. Livid Tanks steal the oddball in the final seconds of the game, and they hold on by the skin of their teeth in order to take the round win. And with it, that's a clean sweep from Livid Tanks, a clean 3-0 from them. We have some exciting moments. That second round of oddball was certainly the most intense of what we saw here tonight, but there can only be one winner, and that's going to be the Livid Tanks here on tonight's series. Livid Tanks last week won in a tight series in a game 5, but right now they definitely look like a contender as, again, we set our sights on playoffs starting in just a couple of weeks. Fraction says, get out my lobby, Sylvanek. Talk to me nice next time. a little bit of trash talk in the game chat, you know, as you do. Looking across at damage though, Final Boss, most damage in the lobby, 7,500, and Sylvanek, 72. I'm not saying it goes back to the team wipe from Playboys and how long it took them to pick up the oddball, but I think there might have been a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of time lost, even when they were head-on slays. And you're looking at the damage numbers, you know, with Boss and Sylvanek being the top 2 damage dealers in the lobby. Kylar just 4 damage behind in that 3rd place, but it seemed like their moments of opportunity were just a little bit too delayed. They took a little bit too much time to get their hands on the oddball, and in the end it did end up costing them. A nice 3-0 here from Livid Tanks. Definitely a team to watch out for as we approach the playoffs. Kylar, Fraction, Berkey, Dante, all of them a force to be reckoned with in this Division 2. It's going to be exciting. I like the format for our leagues here. I am biased. Of course I am. I wouldn't tell you if I didn't like it, but I am going to tell you why I like it. I like that you have the chance in playoffs to kind of get a feel for your team, kind of test the waters, and also see where you measure up against the opposition. But then the playoffs. I mean, there's something about a bracket that I love. Listen, I took a class in college. It was like sports management, and my favorite, this was like one of my highlights of my college career, was we did a segment on bracketology, like literally studying how brackets work and types of brackets. It was one of my favorite classes I was ever a part of. So I love that playoff bracket. We'll be getting there in a couple of weeks. We'll be seeing these teams fight their way back when it really counts. Hey, if you want to get involved in leagues, tournaments, or other Ascending Baseline events, hop over to the Discord. And in the meantime, use code ASCEND at coffeebrandcoffee.com. What brand of coffee? That's right, coffeebrandcoffee.com. I highly recommend the cold brew, but as the weather starts to cool down, their medium roasts are also some of my favorites. I love the blackberry cream when that one's in stock. Blueberry cobbler, really strong, or they do have their non-flavored roasts in light, medium, and dark. But remember, code ASCEND at checkout gives you a discount and gives us a nice little kickback. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out tonight. Thank you to Naughty Angel for running the broadcast, as always. And it's good to be back in the mic. Thank you, this guy. Appreciate it. This is Moonshot signing off. Come back tomorrow night. We'll have Division 4, 10 p.m. Eastern. Same channel, 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. See you then. Good night.